And you are now live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Oh my god.
Nerd. A term nerd.
Here I am. I always have to remember, what am I wearing today?
There you are.
Am I
Yeah,
blue?
right?
Am I black? Is that me? Is that me from last Wednesday? Woo. So, hello, everybody, if anybody's out there.
Oh, that's Gustavo saying hola.
Hola.
Hey, Gustavo. Gustavo, you should know Jade is running our Instagram for us tonight. And, of course, the fundraisers as soon as we start the show.
Yep.
Hey, Ford. Hey, Aaron. So we have Ford and Aaron on Facebook so far saying hello. We've got Gustavo on Instagram so far, and quite a few other
Torrance
people.
is on with us. So we're just loading up everybody. We had a lot of fun on Wednesday night when we haven't named it yet. It's either Weird Wednesday, Oddball Wednesday, Curious Wednesday. There was another one. Wacky Wednesday. Kind of like Wacky Wednesday.
Hey,
too.
Ryan.
We haven't come up with our official name for Wednesday night, but Wednesday nights are pull out some advertising work, we pull out some books, we pull out statues. I actually left Jason's statue on the table, and I'll probably show that again tonight.
Gotta focus. Again. There we go.
That was one room. Oh my god. I don't know what
Figures.
somebody who just wants to keep getting me to stand up and go back and forth.
Well, you're getting your steps in.
I am getting my steps in.
Hello, Sam.
So Wednesday was fun. I definitely would watch Wednesday night's video because we had a lot of different stuff. Not all of it am I doing tonight because that's what I'm keeping Wednesday for, is our weirder stuff. Friday night is going to be more traditional.
Hey, Jim Hackett.
Jim is with us.
Hello, Felix on
So we'll
YouTube.
give it like 2 or 3 more minutes and then we'll start the night.
Happy Towers has joined us on YouTube.
Nice. So is the picture like nicer on YouTube than it is on Facebook? I'll see what Happy Tower says.
It looks pretty good on my phone.
I'm just curious whether does YouTube give a bigger, I guess it gives a bigger picture because YouTube
Go like this.
So weird.
Okay, so you've got a 9-second delay.
On YouTube?
Yeah, from when you do to when it comes up on YouTube.
Right.
Hello, Michael Kirby has also joined us on YouTube.
Well, we still even have a delay when it comes to Facebook.
And Michael Kirby says the sound seems nicer on YouTube.
Oh, interesting.
Like Gustavo said, so weird Wednesdays and Freaky Fridays.
Yep.
I always hear Faulty Towers when Zia says it. What when I say Happy Towers?
Yes. Faulty Towers is great.
Faulty Towers is great. But
And
I don't
Happy
think I say
Towers
happy the same way I say faulty.
Happy is also great. So 2 great things.
Okay.
So, and then we also did a video of Zia coloring that also was posted up, that a lot of people seem to enjoy watching that. And we talked a bit about coloring. We're going to talk a little bit more about coloring tonight, I think.
Yep, Chris is
If we
going to bring me on
can,
and
we can
ask me questions.
Well, I did a sneaky video of Zia as she was coloring and setting up her background.
Yes, I was doing my referencing.
Right. So this way you guys can see what it is that Zia actually does and how much work it goes into color, because a lot of people just think color is like done.
Well, there are some people that do just get it done, but not me.
Well, but your art doesn't look like you do that.
Yeah.
So Zia has to show us that gorgeous phoenix.
Yes, I will be showing you more progression on the Phoenix.
Right.
I will be doing more lives as I work on it. I just, after yesterday, there just wasn't the time. And then today, we were just doing a bunch of other stuff. We were visited by.
Right, we had a visitor that was with us for quite a long time today. He's actually one of the guys that actually bought one of those giant paintings of Neal's, of the panels.
There's a question on Instagram real quick.
Okay.
So it says, "Good evening. Question: You guys appear in Action Comics 468. Are you in any others?" I think the Action Comics, that's the baby who walks through walls. Is that the one you're talking about? That would be me, and I'm Zia, which I will be on camera shortly. I'll be the redhead that comes on camera. If that's the one that you're talking about. Action Comics.
Actually would be a Superman.
Yeah. And then Chris was in a House of Mysteries.
Right. And then you guys were on the back of Superman flying, which I think was a calendar piece as well.
Thank you, Gustavo. Well, that was not finished yet, that Jean Grey hair, so there's more to come on the hair.
Yep.
But like I said, we will do that on camera and share with you guys so you can see the process.
Right, next week. Okay, so we're up to 14 on Facebook. It is 7:44.
Hello, Michael.
Whoever called is not leaving a voicemail on my thing, so who was it? I don't know either. We'll find out.
Yeah, I kind of like the Phoenix one. I kind of wish I had gotten a chance to do more Phoenixes, but I don't think there are any more Phoenixes that Dad did that we colored. You're watching TV and Superman is punching. You're watching TV and Superman is punching. I don't know. All right, let me look up on my phone which book that is. All right, so it's Action Comics 468. You'll have to understand. I don't know by like issue numbers because it's too much. Dad's done too much, and I can't remember it all.
We'll check it out and give you an answer. Aaron White is on with us. Sorry, I just ate some food. I had something in my tooth. What did we do to Uncle Rich? He's locked up in the broom closet. Rich is just out today.
Okay, and we have a request from Instagram. He says, "Let's see that Wolverine way up on your right." He's all the way. Oh, that's actually. Okay, there's that one. Yeah. So I was gonna say, I was seeing the night owl.
No.
No, that's not it.
No, that's a Wolverine. The Wolverine you guys are looking at is a pen and ink by Neal. And this is an older piece. This was done way early. I'll show you. So if you look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle piece here, you will notice that we just do the logos in the corners, whereas this Wolverine is older because it actually has Neal Adams paper before we started doing the logo designs. Also, the area in which Neal is drawing in is larger than what we end up doing more current. And so this is really a nice buy for the price. It is art, so it can go on the payment plan, which is the way our payment plan for just artwork doesn't work on the prints. But the payment plan works by putting a third or a quarter down as a down payment. You can pay off the balance monthly.
Jeez.
Yeah, really, like it seems
Grand
to
Central
be,
Station.
I may take this because I can't tell
Okay.
what's going on.
And as for the person who is asking about the Action Comics 468,
Hi, this is Chris.
I actually don't even know if that's the boys, because
Right now,
Dad always drew children to look like his children, so whether that is actually our brothers, I could not say for a fact. But I'm not sure, so I cannot factually, unerringly answer that question, I'm afraid. But like I said, there was a backstory, 8 or 9 page backstory that Dad did called "The Baby Who Walked Through Walls," where he put me in it when I was maybe a year and a half, 2 years old. And then there was a story in the House of Mysteries. I see it. There's a story in a House of Mysteries called Nightmare, and that starred Chris, who is the lovely blonde who's about to sit down in front of you again. Okay, and then Steve is saying 400 for the Silver Surfer. No, it's 600 for the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, well, the prices that we have on here, guys, is the prices we sell. We don't like put high prices and then you get to say low prices. So the price that we have is the price that we are asking. Thank you very much for being interested in the piece, but that is the going rate. So Silver Surfer is 600, whereas Wolverine, which is what I was talking about before, is 700. Both of these are pen and ink Neal. Both of these are signed by Neal. And both of these are on 8.5 by 11 paper. Hostess Friday.
You are very happy. You're very welcome, Comic Hunter. You're very happy, Comic Hunter. I hope you're very happy. Happy Towers. Happy, joy.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go through like how this all works because we're becoming a little discombobulated. So in the comment bar is where you would say, I would like to claim that Silver Surfer. We will then recognize that you want to claim that Silver Surfer by getting all excited and saying, hey, blah, blah, wants to buy the Silver Surfer. We then usually, I want you to know that I have restocked my bombs. I even have big bombs. So the bombs are definitely back, and Rich is not with us, and Rich is the one who doesn't like the bombs. So we're up to blow up big bombs tonight for anybody who's buying.
Okay, and Comic Hunter, I have been reminded by Gustavo over on Facebook that our brother Jason was the model for Cyberrad for the Continuity Comics Cyberrad.
That is true. So anyway, you would write that in the comment bar. We would recognize that you are looking for a piece. It is always good to not just go, I'd like to buy that piece, because we have a lag. So it's good to say, I'd like to buy the Wolverine piece or Silver Surfer. Claim is good, so that we can get right to the piece that you're interested in. We will then direct you to our direct messages, which is if you're on YouTube, you may have to hop over to Facebook or Instagram to then direct message us and give us your real name if you're on Instagram or you're using a weird name on Facebook or something like that. But your name, the address of where we're shipping to, and an email address for us to be able to bill this out. In that we get out of here late in New York, and we've already worked a full day, and now we're going to go into the later evening with you guys. We will be doing the billing on this. I may actually do it this weekend. So sometime during this weekend, you would then get an email from us that would have the bill. So that'll come. It would not show up tonight, is what I'm trying to say. And that's about it. On the art, like I said, we do have payment plans where you put a third to a quarter down to hold a piece. You can pay for the piece 100%. I don't have a problem with that. but then you would pay monthly till the piece is paid off. When the piece is paid off, we then ship it out to you. And as long as you make some kind of payment monthly, that is all we really ask for. We don't say it has to be, $500 payments, but as long as there are payments coming in that you control every month, then we're happy till it's paid off. And I will say there's no penalties or interests on it. And we just go along with you till it's paid off.
Yep, the price you're quoted is the price you pay.
Right. So that is how it does go. Okay, so I'm going to put Silver Surfer back.
And they're all playing on the big bombs. Sam Green goes, I like big bombs and I cannot lie. And Kelly Russ came in with, we other bombers can't be nigh.
Okay. Well, I like the big bombs. They make a bigger mess.
I have corrupted my sister.
I have little bombs.
You what? Jade likes the big bombs too.
Okay. So here we go. I'm going to start with Batgirl.
Girl.
This is Batgirl full figure. Let me get myself lying low. This one is a little too forward. Our first piece of art of the night is always the hardest piece to get into. Too much stuff here. And of course I got the, hold on a second. I got the cockeyed one. Okay. That is better. Oh. Okay. There we go. How's that? That working for everybody?
If you rotate a little bit more towards me, it might get that glare off of the corner. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. So Batgirl is an 11 by 14. Pen and ink by Neal. This one is colored by Jason. There's a lot of airbrush work on this piece, which is the reason why I keep this piece in plastic, because it does have a lot of airbrush. All of that red and purple you're seeing, and even the moon, is an airbrush piece in there. It is $2,000 to buy. Like I said, it is pen and ink Neal. Color on this is Jason. And I think we didn't do too many Batgirls. There were a couple that we have done out there in the world, but this one.
Yeah, there's not very many full figures. There's a few busts, but
right.
Not full figures.
So that's kind of nice. She has a nice moon back there.
Awesome.
And the sneezing, if it's not Pete, it's yes. One of them has to sneeze always.
Sorry.
Batgirl is 2,000.
I felt so bad for Pete the other day because he's all the way over there minding his own business, and then he has a sneezing fit.
Well, I felt bad because he had a sneezing fit right before he went on Wednesday night.
Thank you, Gustavo.
So, okay, if you got Batgirl, then you better have Batman. So this is BM Short Ears.
Yep, this one I remember.
Right. So this Batman is a 11 by 14, very similar to Batgirl. This is a pen and ink Neal piece. It is signed by Neal. I would say it's a more updated Batman. It is not Neal's generation Batman. This is a more current Batman by Neal.
Sorry. I tried to keep that one quiet, but it was just not happening.
And the thing is, mostly we don't sneeze until we do the show.
I'm allergic to doing the show.
Right. So, I don't know. So, Batman is $3,000 to purchase. Again, the size of this is 11 by 14. It is a really nice piece of art. It comes with a certificate of authenticity, which is an older one, which actually has Neal's fingerprint there, because this is a piece that we've had for a long time. It actually was put away in the drawers for a long time, and then we found it and brought it out. But the cool part is it actually has an older certificate of certificate of authenticity back when Neal was actually doing thumbprints on the piece. I think this is the only one we have that has that. That's left. So $3,000 for Batman with the short ears. Okay. I'm going to go to my next piece. Actually, I meant to go this one. Okay, Batman yelling pen and ink. Okay, so Batman yelling pen and ink is 8.5 by 11. It is a gorgeous piece in that Neal has done shading with pencil. I don't know I mean, most people that follow Neal follow Bill Sienkiewicz. And I noticed recently Bill has been putting up pieces that he's using graphite in 2 different ways. This is very similar to that, where Neal is using the graphite of his pencil to make deeper shadows or coloring on this piece. And it's a really nice looking Batman piece. Good expression. There are lines that come out, which you can see.
The intensity lines.
Right, intensity lines. Thank you.
They needed to be made.
Right. This is 5,000 to buy. The size of this is 8.5 by 11. But a very nice tight piece. And again, it's hard to make out, but there's lines that come out of here, which makes the piece really work, because without those lines, the piece looks like less.
Mm-hmm.
It's the intensity lines over to the side of Batman's head that make this piece really pull together. Otherwise, it just looks like a yelling Batman. So very cool piece. 5,000 is the price. Like I said, you could put 1/3 to 1/4 down as a down payment. Okay, next is Shazam Color.
Freaking love this piece.
11 by 14.
He's so pretty.
So Shazam Color is a pencil and ink by Neal. Color on this is Zia.
I have to change the price. Derp.
Okay, there you go. And lightning, maybe someday we'll get Zia to teach us lightning. But lightning is one of the tougher things to color, because sometimes lightning can look very chunky and thick, and then it loses its lightning look. And sometimes it can be too thin, or sometimes it can be too wavy. People have a belief in their head of what lightning looks like. So in order to make it truly look like lightning, you kind of have to know your ins and outs of it. Because you can find many different photographs of different kinds of lightning to follow. But if you're not picking the right stuff, then people go, oh, that looks like thick and chunky. It doesn't really look like lightning. This is probably some of the best lightning we have done at Continuity. This is $2,500 to buy. I also want to put out there that Neal loves drawing Shazam. Like, he was very happy about this. So it's Neal liked, as good as Neal's Batman is, Neal actually liked good guy characters.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Continuity Comics, the majority of all our characters are really good.
Yeah.
And even our villains aren't really bad villains. It's almost like Dad has a hard time making villains. He really does like the good guys. Even though Neal made Ra's al Ghul, but Ra's al Ghul, even within Ra's al Ghul, he's a very intelligent bad guy. He's not like a
It's a Moriarty bad guy.
right. He's not a dumb bad guy.
Yeah. Happy Tower says I need to run a masterclass. The hard part about running a masterclass, and also the hard part about doing the videos on camera, is that usually if I'm doing something fairly well, if somebody actually says it, then I'll screw up. It's like we were in England, we were going down a canal in a canal boat, and they let me drive the canal boat, and I was doing really well, and then my ex said, hey, you're doing this really great, and you were all nervous about it, and then I crashed into the side, like within a minute.
You never compliment Zia while she's working. So
the pressure gets me.
Yes, the pressure does get Zia.
Instantly.
So again, a finely worked piece. Neal enjoyed drawing it. Zia, I don't know, did you enjoy going through the lightning?
Oh, hell yeah. No, I love this.
Right. So this is $2,300 to buy. It can be signed. It is signed by Neal already. It can be signed by Zia.
Although it's getting harder for me to cut Friscuits. My eyes.
Oh, your eyes?
Yeah.
I
have to take my glasses off and get like within 3 inches of the paper to cut Friscuits now.
But I will say that even that don't do all this stuff. Sometimes when I sit and I'm needle pointing, I have to do this.
Yeah.
So I think people that wear glasses all day long tend to.
Although Chris laughs at me, she tells me I'm the only person that she knows that takes their glasses off to read what's on their phone.
Z is very big in the lip. So. Okay, so what we're looking at is Mortal Kombat. Right. And Neal did the whole set of Mortal Kombat. I forget what year. I'm going to take this away for a minute. I'll put it right back. And it will. Oh, now I have to look at my glasses to see it. 1992 Mortal Kombat. So this is a 1992 set of cards that Neal did. So what we have done, I don't know if where all the art went on this, because it was a large set. I think I've heard rumor of it was like 50 something cards or something like that. What you're looking at here is the original art that was drawn for the card. And in this case, we have the card as well. Both the art is signed by Neal and the card is...
This one, the art is not. This one's only the card. Unless it's under your sticker, but sorry.
No, I think this may be... You're right. For some reason, which we don't know, probably because he signed the card, he got sidetracked. He did not sign the art, but he did sign the card. We will give a certificate of authenticity that goes with this, stating that Neal drew this. I have seen these framed up. Again, they look great framed. People get, the card framed to the top and the art below it. It looks great in a frame. If you're into Mortal Kombat, this is a really cool thing to own. This is the character Jade, which most of the Jade cards were the first ones to go. And it is $1,200 to buy this.
Jade appreciates Jade's name.
There you go. And this card is the famous elbow punch.
You were named after Jade. Oh, I know.
So, Jade with her elbow punch. Which I don't quite get how you punch somebody with your elbow.
I would call it an elbow uppercut.
It's an uppercut. Jade just did that.
Yeah.
Right, it's an uppercut. Very smart. Thank God Jade was here to discuss Jade and how her elbow punch works.
That's right.
I think it's in kickboxing.
Is it a kickboxing then? I never did kickboxing. So, again, $1,200 to buy. The card is colored well. I don't know who colored it.
Happy Tires wants me to go, Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, we don't have Rich here tonight with us, so there's lame no music tonight.
Well, I could try off on my phone, I suppose.
If we do an auction, which I'm not doing an auction tonight, so we're safe, guys.
Yay.
You know, I wouldn't be able to put up the battle music.
No, that's okay. I got my phone. I might be able to swing it.
Okay. Next one is going to be BM Agro Pencil. Zia has such interesting names for the art.
Yeah, well, I got to keep it short because there's only so much space I got to
Well, I
work
like
with.
that this is Agro Batman.
Well, he's aggressive.
So this is a 8.5 by 11. This is a pencil prelim for, I bet, a commission piece. And it is $700 to buy. Well, I needed Ben on Wednesday night when I had lots of auctions.
Yeah.
So $700 to buy. Again, this is how Neal is laying out his pose, his positioning of Batman. This will come with a certificate of authenticity. And Andrea's with us. It comes with a certificate of authenticity that would go along with it because it is not a signed piece. But it's nice to see how Neal works out a composition or works out a figure. He doesn't just go right down and it's there.
Well, sometimes he does, but sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah, I would say that he generally does a pretty full pencil. I have seen many artists who cheat and go kind of right to ink. But Dad never did that. So $700 for the Batman Aggro, as we call it. Yeah, I love this piece. And a $700 price for this piece is a great price. I forgot I wanted to do these over here because that is my stack of stuff we didn't do. Okay, Soup's Colored Torso. So if you like Superman, this may be the piece for you.
Thank you.
Are you sneezing again?
I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard not to.
So this piece is
It's a cry for attention.
obviously $2,000 to buy. This is a pen and ink by Neal. Color on this is Zia. Lots of muscles going on this one. Kind of a nice standing pose. Superman. Intensity is there. $2,000
That sounds so beautifully.
to buy. 8.5 by 11 is the size. And it does have really nice crispy color. Has that blue shadowing that Neal likes under his skin tone. Sam, that was funny. That one is a funny one. I like that one. Soup looks confident that he will eventually be on Andrea's payment plan. That made me laugh.
And Rich put sneezing powder on the cameras.
Guess Pete doesn't need sneezing
No.
powder.
No.
So
Well, I feel bad for Pete because he sneezes like a cat. It's like.
yeah, it goes on for like 15 minutes. Hello, Phil. I also will say Wednesday nights, Pete is going to be spending some time with it off and on. He'll be spending time with us. And he's really into the pulling missing comics, like
Yeah,
comics
no, he's very excited about
that
it.
most people didn't read or didn't see, or they just kind of went under the radar. And Pete is really enjoying the search and find of good stories or good artwork that either never gets reprinted or just got forgotten along the way. So, Superman 2000, 8.5 by 11.
Okay. Take a note if you want.
So again, it's if you're into Pete and Pete's stories or seeing what Pete finds, that will mostly be on Wednesday nights.
Okay, we know you guys all love Pete.
Okay, I'm gonna take soups away. Oop, I got a menacing Hulk here. Hulk pencil girder. Okay, this is a Hulk. Hulk is 11 by 14. Pete has also been an avid, or Rich's for Pete has great insight into the stories. Pete has been an avid comic reader from a very young age. And one of the reasons why Neal hired Pete was because he felt that one, Pete is good. He has a good composition, even though he has never really taken art classes. His compositions are good, and that he has the ability to understand art and pick interesting art, whether it is drawn well or not drawn well, in the drawn well of Neal Adams land. So let me rephrase that. You know, Neal has a very high standard of drawing, but even so, Neal enjoyed stuff that I would say maybe is not that greatly drawn. And he and Pete had very similar taste in that. And Pete was very open to European comics at a really early age because he had an uncle that would go to Europe all the time and bring back comics for Pete. So he's very knowledgeable on comics.
And Dad has also deemed him the conscience of
Yes,
comics.
that's right. In when Neal did,
He's the Jiminy Cricket of
he's Jiminy Cricket. When we printed Batman Odyssey, or we didn't print it, but when DC printed Batman Odyssey, Neal wrote to everybody that worked on Batman Odyssey one way or another. He actually wrote nice things inside the book jackets for everybody. And Pete's was that Pete is Neal's conscience. You will always be my conscience, or something like that. Which mine just says Neal Adams.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything written nice. So there you go. Okay, what are we looking at? We're looking at an 11 by 14 Hulk. This is a finished pencil render, which a finished pencil render is when Neal uses his pencil like ink and does all of that texturing to give you the feel of an inked piece, yet it is just pencil. So this is 3,000?
This is 3,000.
3,000 to buy. Very strong screaming Hulk bending a girder. So he can jump rope with it.
Yeah.
3,000 to buy. Mr. Hulk.
That's Mr. Hulk now.
Wow.
Calling me Mr. Hulk.
Yep. Mr. Tibbs, Mr. Hulk.
What you gonna choose now, Chris?
I have another Mortal Kombat Jade. And this one is the Outworld character.
Yep.
Even has little Neal Adams handwriting on it. So this is another Mortal Kombat card, where again Neal did the illustration, the black and white, pen and ink, and also we're selling it with the card. This looks like another piece that Neal didn't sign the art, but signed the card. Hope he signed something. This one I like. So this is another piece where he signed the trading card, but didn't sign the art. But he did write at the top of the art. And yes, this is like walk like an Egyptian. That's the reason why I like this piece. And I think all the cards are the same price. So that would make this card, is it $1,200?
$1,200.
Yeah, $1,200 to buy. And Zia found the Mortal Kombat music.
And Jade is doing the Mortal Kombat dance.
Yeah. But this is a really nice illustration here. Hello, Tekin. How are you? All right. Next. Oh, I have the Falling Harry Potter. So Harry Potter Falling. I have no idea what the size of this is. My guess would be it's 8 by, probably the art sits at about 8 by 9.5. So we believe this is from the third Harry Potter movie. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, I think it was Prisoner
Right.
of Azkaban.
This was for artwork for a style guide because Marilyn told us that last time. So this is style guide art, we believe, for the third movie. This is pen and ink Neal. This music, when you play it, always I want to go to sleep. Yeah. Yes. And the price on this is $350. Yes, this is one of the last Harry Potters, Ted. It's also one of the better Harry Potters. Actually, this was the one I liked.
Yeah, this was before they started killing off characters. It was
Yeah,
the last
no, I
one-
mean this artwork,
Oh.
this piece of art is the, and yes, I agree with you. On the movie front, yes. Right. And that's, I mean,
Michael Kirby is claiming Harry Potter for $350.
nice.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. You get a big bomb for the night.
Woo-hoo.
Here we go.
Hold on, I gotta wind up.
No, I didn't turn it on. Wait, here we go. I want you guys to know the only reason why I do this show is because of that.
We know.
Otherwise, I would beg to go home. Okay. So this is Michael Kirby's. Our first sale for the night.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Michael
Yay!
Kirby. That is a yay. And
Where's your bombs?
big bomb.
Okay.
Now, this is a new bomb. We
And you have
have
it upside
never
There you go.
released this bomb before. I don't know what's going to be in it.
We don't know what it's gonna do,
So
but we're gonna blow this bomb anyway.
I would blow it this way because I don't know if this is a million
Well,
little
just
pieces.
go for
No.
the
If I go that way, I hit
No,
all
but go like
up.
for the ceiling over.
If
no.
it comes down in little pieces, it's going to go all over Rich's desk.
Yeah.
And then I'll hear about her for like a week. So we're going to blow it this way.
Oh,
Because then
very
it just
well.
blows and I have to take care of it. So you guys are going to have to blow it.
Oh, okay.
Once we know what's
But I thought you
inside
like
of
to
it.
blow. No, you're gonna have to reach.
Once we know what's inside of it, I'll blow it that way.
All right, cover your ears.
But when we don't know what's inside, it might be like that bad bomb.
All right. In 3,
I
2,
think this is a.
1.
Ooh, this is pretty bad.
It blew this way anyway.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad bomb.
That was.
Okay.
At least they're bigger chunks though,
They
so
are
there's not
bigger
going to be like
chunks.
tiny little
Yeah, that
pieces
one
that are
bomb
gonna.
we blew that had the little
Yeah.
pieces in it.
And Rich says, "Come for the art, stay for the bombs."
Wow. Okay. I don't know if I love this bomb. But thank you, Michael Kirby.
Oh, we've had far worse bombs than this one.
So as you can see, that's how we will notice that you want to buy something. You write it in the comment bar. We will then go, hey, we sold a piece. We'll do this. And you get a bomb.
And then you direct message us.
Right, now
from
you direct
Facebook,
message
YouTube,
us.
or the website.
See, even Andrew says the glitter bombs were crazy.
Yeah.
I can't find glitter bombs.
You did a glitter bomb.
It was it wasn't
It was
exactly
bad.
a glitter bomb,
It
but
was
the things were
pieces
small
were
enough.
really
They were.
tiny pieces.
Yeah.
And
It
that's
was
what-
more confetti, like little confetti.
That's what made it bad. Okay,
I still remember the one that was like a dud.
we're gonna
It
do
just went-
overhead Frankenstein. Yeah, I remember the dud too. It just made a noise,
That one was
Somebody-
such a letdown.
like somebody farted in the
Yeah.
room. Yeah, it was shiny confetti, but it was little teeny pieces, and those pieces, because it's that shiny paper, it
Makes static to
it makes
everything.
static, so it stuck to the art and wouldn't come off of the art.
And then there was the bad bomb that I didn't realize was a bad bomb until I blew it.
That was the funniest night of all. Okay, so what are we doing? We're doing Frankenstein. Now, Frankenstein, again, is a finished pencil render illustration. What's wrong?
Now I remember. Okay.
Okay. A finished pencil render of Frankenstein. This is the Frankenstein that comes from Neal's monster book. So he is different looking than the Universal monster because Universal owns the makeup of Frankenstein as we usually think of Frankenstein. But I do love Neal's Frankenstein. It is $3,000 to buy. This is a definite cool piece to own. And it's very illustrative. As Neal would say, if someone came to your house and this was framed on your wall, it makes fantastic conversation. Remember, Dad would always say that. This is a piece that you can have coffee and talk about in your kitchen. It is a piece that is worthy of conversation. It is obviously Frankenstein, which always starts a conversation. But the illustration work on this is interesting to look at, whether you're into art or not. This is $3,000 to buy. It is a large piece. I would say he himself is probably 14 by 9 on the piece of paper. Is that Frankenstein?
Well, it's from Young Frankenstein.
It's from Young Frankenstein, right? But a lot of work in this piece. You're seeing the shadows, it's all pencil work, yet you are seeing lit areas, which are also pencil work. And if you ask me, Neal probably does this the best.
Mm.
So $3,000 for Frankenstein, and Frankenstein is, I might as well pull. Because I pulled this out. Frankenstein was published in, let me put him down. This is not going to have a pan skin.
Yeah.
I will wait for Zia's
You
pan
can put
skin.
it up.
So what we're looking at is the Monsters book, which is where this Frankenstein appears. This is a slipcase edition of Monsters, which means that it has backup stuff in it as well. It has I'll show you the back. It has a great photo of Neal with his globe and his demons there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the demons and those demons are from our booth from Rise of Magic with the eyeballs. Dad is obviously having a Conan moment. And there is one of Dad's famous globes with all the continents all pulled together. So you get that with this book. But this Frankenstein, obviously, like the cover, is that same Frankenstein you guys were just looking at.
Well, similar. It's not the exact same one.
No, it's not exactly
But
the
it's
same
the
way.
same
It is the same Frankenstein.
It's the same monster.
Same monster, right? Because that's where it comes from. The reason why I pulled this book out is because inside of it, Neal drew a werewolf drawing. So that's an original drawing inside of the book.
And what are we selling this one for?
We're going to sell this for $2,000. This book, I believe, is out of print. I will say, maybe I can replace these slipcases. This slipcase is a little ding-danged over time. It has Neal's graphic novel of monsters that has Frankenstein, werewolf, and Dracula in the story, which is the reason why Neal did a werewolf inside of this book. So that's that is the werewolf from this book. So just like Frankenstein is redesigned, the werewolf is also redesigned. And that's done in ink. The pencil line we left there, we did not erase it all completely. But this is a pen and ink. It's signed by Neal. I will say Dad is like the master of teeth.
And hair.
Like his wolf teeth, like you just go, damn, I don't want to be bitten by those.
That's gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt. So, and the interiors of the story are like that.
Yeah, this was beautifully printed.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
And this story kind of originated from the Peter Pan Records stuff that we have shown. I think Peter Pan Records, it was like an 8-page story. Neal ended up redrawing, and then he turned it into, I think this is like 51 pages, 52 pages of now Frankenstein, Werewolf, Dracula. So someday maybe this will be a movie. That would be fun, right? Where you get 3 monsters for the price of 1. I'd go for that. And maybe with all these Godzilla, between the Godzilla Monarch thing and the new Godzilla movie that just came out, that maybe monsters will come back. You never know. So $2,000 because this book is out of print and because it's got this really big, giant-sized werewolf inside, which is an original drawing by Neal in the book. And like I said, it's signed by Neal.
Andrew is asking, did Neal write this as well? I haven't had a chance to look into monsters yet. I need to listen to the album too.
Yes, Neal did write this story as well as illustrate it. Whether that was Peter Pan Records or this printing. Neal wrote it in Peter Pan Records. Now my nose is itching.
I'm telling you, it's that sneezing powder that Rich put on the cameras.
It might just be. Okay, next up. This is a Zia Adams we're going to be doing right here.
Yes.
Okay. So this is Zia's Batman Joker, 11 by 14. And it is Joker taking out Batman.
What's the tag on this one? Excuse me? What's the price tag on this?
$2,500. So this is one of the few times where you see Batman getting beat up. Usually Neal is very much into beating up the villains. This is one of the few times that the villain is actually taking down Batman. But he did do another drawing that follows this, which then Batman kills Joker.
Which is a pretty nasty uppercut. You actually see some like teeth chips coming out of Joker's face.
Yeah. So this is pen and ink Neal. Color on this is Zia. This is $2,500 to buy. All right, so how many people do we have on Instagram right now?
One.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so since everybody seems to be on Facebook and YouTube, and we just did a piece by Zia here, because I know the video that I shot will only show up on YouTube.
I forgot to put it on here.
Then we don't get to see it.
We'll post it.
We'll post it. So basically, I was going to kind of do like an interview of Zia in a way. And we were going to just talk about color for a little bit because all of you seem to be interested in how does Zia approach things. And because, like I said, she was working on, where is the piece you were working on? Your
She's
desk?
on my desk.
There, I'll go get her.
Yeah, she's like right on my desk. So if anybody says anything on here, you're gonna have to like open your mouth and let us know because I'm gonna go over there with Chris.
Okay. So here's Zia's piece that she was working on. So the piece that we'll post either later tonight or on the weekend is a piece where I kind of stuck up behind Zia because Zia was working on what she was going to do in these areas of the flame of the Phoenix. And I was watching what she was doing, and in my head I went, no one's ever going to believe that this is what Zia does to color a piece. And a lot of this comes from the training by Dad, because Dad always wanted to see what we were going to do. It also allows the colorist to correct on a piece, especially if you're going down on the original, to go back to, I mean, as much as Dad would say, don't worry, no matter what you do, I can fix it.
Right.
I can redraw it. You have nothing to worry about. The guilt of ruining a piece of art of Dad's and asking Dad to redraw something is just horrendously horrible. So Zia, with that knowledge of I could do whatever I want to do, but I don't want to go back to Dad if I wreck it, always was very persistent in really getting what she was going to do down.
Yeah,
So-
even my thumbnails, Dad would complain. You're too tight on
You're
your
too
thumbnails.
tight. You're wasting your time, Zia.
Yeah.
Just color the piece.
Yeah.
So what I did yesterday was I caught Zia in the middle of her taking the design, cutting pieces, and laying it in digitally. And it was just fun watching her. And then I started even having questions in my head about how Zia does approach things. And one of the thoughts that came into my head is, does Zia think you can come over here? You want to come over here? You can come on camera so everybody can see you. You might want to move your cameras up to face level.
Yep.
But my question in my head for Zia is, when you're coloring, we'll go back to selling. So this is like my break period now of selling.
This is a good time for you to go get another beer or something. Whatever you're drinking.
Or, this is the part to watch. In my head, I went, so when Zia approaches, because she was doing this on the computer. You can just let that.
I would just.
So you just do that. That's why I like that. You can just
I don't want to knock your stuff in.
because she was working digitally, laying in flames back here and cutting her little pieces out and then shifting them around and sticking them in. And like I said, we'll put up that video after this video so you can see what I'm talking about. But it made me think, like, when Zia approaches a piece of art digitally, is it different than when you approach a piece of art when you're markering? Like, is it different?
You would think, but actually it's not really. Mainly because I will, due to Dad's training and desire for as much realism as possible, I will reference the hell out of a piece, whether I do it digitally or whether I do it with markers. There are some characters, like Batman. I have done so many Batmans, I think I could probably do Batman in my sleep at this point. So I don't have to do too much referencing on him, except for the face. I will always go find a man's face that looks sort of Batman-y, that has the right lighting, that'll go
Whereas
in there.
even if you watch the video yesterday, Zia shows as she's coloring you had two pieces of reference, if I remember right. Two pieces of reference to get how she wanted to get the lighting on the side of the face over here.
Right. Which is something I might not have tried without having to have a serious conversation with Dad.
Right, but on the other hand, the more it seems like you reference, the more it kind of pushes ideas.
Yes.
That even your own head doesn't always come up with.
Right, because within my referencing, I will, because she's obviously, from the edge lighting on the figure, she's double edge lit, but I didn't want to go dark in the front, so she's sort of ambient light with edge lighting, which is really hard to find reference for. So what I did was I found a good front-on face with the kind of lighting that I want for that area. And then I only found one edge, but the reference was just along the jawline here, which I thought, okay, I can just, my brain can flop that in my head. And it made this rather interesting effect. And luckily enough, the person who's buying it likes it. Because it is, I do occasionally get a little risky.
I also want to put it out there that after we did that little video, there were at least 5 people who were like, is that piece going to be for sale?
Yeah.
And this is a piece that is not for sale because it's already been bought. So I just want to put that out there.
But in addition to that, if you do have pieces that you have bought in the past that are still in black and white and you go, oh man, I really want to get that color, you can still get it colored.
Right. Just direct message us. Right. All you'd have to do is take a picture of your piece. Each piece we approach different in pricing because they're different sizes, or it's got more level. Right. The complexity level of something will change prices. So we do like to see the piece before we give a price for coloring on it. But I'm going to go back to my original question.
Right. So do I do it any differently?
Do you sit down and it's different because we're going to color? Like when we do a cover for DC, we color that digitally. We don't sit and marker it.
Right.
So is that a different headset or a different experience than when you see, even though this is complex,
Well,
like
it
a
is-
cover.
It is definitely a different experience in that I do my coloring in Photoshop. I don't know what other colorists do their coloring in, but I still stick with Photoshop. I know there are other options. You can even color on your iPad with
But I thought it was
other.
always in Photoshop.
No. There's
Oh,
there is one program that I really want to learn how to use that is on an iPad. I just have to buy myself one of the newer iPad with a pen.
I think I've seen it as an app.
My original iPad with a pen is being used by somebody else at the moment, so I have to get myself a new one. But which is why I'm working so hard.
All right, now we
but-
have to support Zia in
Yeah,
color, so
I
she
need
can
to
get
get
an
some-
iPad so
I-
we can learn this new
New
thing,
mediums.
right?
But the nice thing with Photoshop, and to me, it is a little bit of a cheat, a little bit of a cheat, where you work in layers. So you can have some of your color on this layer, some of your color on that layer, and you also have the Command Z, or as I call it, the Oops Z. So if you screw something up badly, you can go, oh, let's forget I did that, or
Right,
you
can
know,
go back.
or you can delete a layer
Right.
that you decide you don't like. It's got all sorts of bells and whistles that you can use to put effects, lighting effects in particular. But I do find that a lot of colorists rely so much on the effects that I see.
Well, that's what our comic books are like.
Right. Well, I mean, I've seen in a lot of comic books since digital coloring started, it's like the story, you lose the storytelling in all the effects that people are using. There are very few. There are some that still do the storytelling color, and I think there was a video once I talked a little bit about the storytelling and making a page flow in the direction that you want to using color. I find that a lot of colorists are making like each panel is like a splash panel, and then you don't know where to look, and then it's just all becomes a bit too much. Where some pages need to be quiet, and you don't have all
Right.
you don't need all the lighting effects, and then some pages need to be more dramatic, and you want to have that stuff going on. But when it comes to choosing my coloring, choosing my lighting, it is very much the same between the digital and the marker, mainly because I will do the referencing on the marker. I will scan, when I do a marker piece, I will scan in the line art. I will Photoshop and put some effects on there, put some lighting, or take a face that I think if it's a pretty woman, I really want to have nice makeup and stuff. And it just sort of sets it before I have to put it on paper.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Someone was bold enough to ask a question tonight.
Awesome.
Justin wins.
All right.
So, are you more tempted
It is very
to
easy.
experiment when coloring digitally because you can always undo it?
You would think. But no, I mean, even like with this piece here, it'd be easy enough for me to do that in Photoshop, and if I didn't like it, get rid of it. But there is a certain amount of adrenaline junkie that comes with the marker color.
Right.
and trying new things that I really enjoy, and it's something that I enjoy with organic coloring or painting and stuff like that. Is you can't just hit a button and your mistake goes away. You have to work through it. Honestly, Chris was asking me on the video yesterday, well, let's say the person who bought this saw this and go, ugh, I don't like that lighting. Luckily enough, it's her face and the lighting that I did was warm colors. Technically, I could bleed it out and make it work. But when it comes to organic art, which is what I call this because you're using your hands, like there's some white paint that Dad had put along her jawline that the marker is not going to touch. So at some point, I'm going to have to go in with some gouache and go over that to make it match the other side in order for it to blend. So it's a bit more improv-y, I think, with the marker coloring. It's more risky.
It's funny because watching you color with markers and color digitally, Zia is more. You feel more intense when you're digital.
Yeah.
And you seem more free when you're markering.
Well, I think I have.
Which is why I was wondering whether there is a difference between digital and marketing because markering.
I think probably because I am more comfortable with marker coloring.
Which is weird because you've done more digital color.
Well, I think when it comes to the digital color, the way a lot of digital colors color is not the same way that I digital color. Because I digital color the way we color.
Right.
You know, if you look at digital coloring, you'll see they'll make a shape and then they'll do a blend in that shape, and then it's a bit more, I want to say chunky.
Right.
You know, there's
not as blend.
Right, it doesn't blend. Whereas for me, you know, things blend in nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there will be a sharp cut to, you know, the folds in your shirt, but the rest of the shirt, if it's a flat color, will blend. I do also love figuring out ways of doing textures with markers. It makes my brain hurt, but I'm really happy when I'm done. A lot of what I do is testing my ability. Like I'll see somebody do something and I'm like, I wonder if I can do that.
Right.
You know, which is probably why my work is kind of all over the place.
Well, there seem to be people who like digital, like I like to do art digitally. And then there are people who like to do things with their hands or with paint. And there's a textural thing that happens with paint. And even markers are textural.
Yeah.
You know, when you watch Bill, you know, where he's smearing paint and using tissues and paper towels and stuff like that. To me, I think Bill is freer in you know, using paints and markers and stuff like that versus working digitally, even though I know that Bill does do digital.
Right.
And he does what you do sometimes. He'll go digital and then take it into a painting or take it into something.
Right. Well, I think the freedom that Bill has comes from just having had a lot of experience actually doing.
And playing.
So I have more experience doing the marker than I do with the digital color.
Right.
So sure, I'm going to be more comfortable doing that.
Which is weird because Zia did editing digitally and morphing and mouth movements and all kinds of stuff.
But it's not the same thing as
digitally
coloring.
That I would think but I would think you're as comfortable on a keyboard and Photoshop and blending mouths that Dad drew that got stuck onto faces that had no mouths, that you would be very comfortable digitally. So there's going to be a visceral piece to coloring, you know, a piece of art versus being on a keyboard or a...
Well, it might have to do with how I started coloring was not digital. How I started coloring was when we were doing the Dr. Martin dyes on the blue lines, and it was like painting.
Right.
And I would sit next to Mom, the desk next to Mom, and if we had a blue line that didn't quite come out right and got done over again, Mom would give me the spare blue line.
When I got pulled in on weekends to help color, and they had me coloring, and I was like,
I probably wasn't old enough at the time.
No, you were. It was when we were doing continuity comments. You were old enough for that, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So where were you? They had me color. Oh my God.
Well, maybe you were better at it than me at that point.
Happy Tower says Procreate, which is that's
it. That's right.
The app. Procreate flattens my colors. I love that you are always using a life reference where a lot of artists just rely on the effect.
Yes.
So yeah, even I've seen Procreate as like, and it entices me.
Yeah, no, I'm very enticed by Procreate, mainly because I've been seeing there's a gentleman that used to be a client of Continuities that then I ended up working for a couple of years, named Peter Farrago. And Peter Farrago has been doing these like beautiful sketches and etchings and paintings on Procreate.
Right.
And I keep on begging. I'm like, please, will you try do some like acrylics or oils or something? I want to see something, because I've hit the point where I've done like so much computer stuff. It's like I can't stand doing computer stuff anymore. And I would love to see one of his pieces actually organically done. And he was like, yeah, no, I can't. I've tried. I can't do it. But I see what he's able to do with Procreate. And
Procreate looks really interesting, though. Like I said, even
Yes.
I, who do not color, I'm like, oh,
You're
you're gonna
interested.
like this. Yes.
And they're also, I mean, they've got all sorts of brushes for Procreate that can do all sorts of textures.
Right.
That you can get almost organic looking oil paint brush
Right.
strokes
That's why
with
I like
streaks
it,
to brushes.
because it's kind of like Canva for Chris and
Right.
color.
Right. But the other nice thing is with the Apple pens is that they're coming up with new nibs to go on the Apple pens that will then also feel more organic.
Like a brush.
Going on. I mean, it's not going to like brush like a brush, but it will give you the pressure
Right.
level
Which
that
is what's
you would
weird
need.
when you use those pens from.
Right,
that
because
work on the
it's so
Apple Pen.
slick, so
Yeah.
it'll give you a little resistance
Mm.
that's more like organic art. But yeah, I will reference the hell out of everything that
No
I
matter
can
which way you
to a
go.
point.
Right.
I mean, a lot of Dad's stuff is so self-explanatory. You know, like this piece, the folds and the clothes and stuff like that. It really, doesn't leave too much to the imagination. So it's pretty easy to color. But I have seen a lot of the newer artists will not give you that lighting. They won't give you that texturing that the older artists will give you.
Well,
so
even
it leaves
artists
more-
are leaving things more open now for colorists to
right.
do what they want to do.
Because a lot of other artists would leave like the abdomen would be blank on that Phoenix. So, there wouldn't be that
My fat
texture
face.
and the lighting and the belly button and stuff like that. That would be left to the colorist to figure out. I like working with stuff like this because I don't have to think as hard.
Right. Okay, go back.
All right, I'm going back.
This was just bothering me from yesterday. It was Chris's question for Zia, and I just figured I'm going to ask it while we're on camera, because you guys are always interested in how Zia works, and I just became very curious watching her do what she was doing yesterday.
And what you guys can do is, if there's anything in particular that you're interested in how it's done, like, okay, show me how you color a flame.
Right.
Just let me know and I'll do a demo of it.
Right. So Happy Tower said, I don't think many people would add a level of reflective light on the cheekbones that you added. And then he said, I really want the masterclass.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole reason that highlight came along the jawline was through going through reference.
Right.
And I saw
Maybe
something.
Zia and I will. Dad's got a Patreon channel. We can take the Patreon channel and do a color thing.
There you go.
And that way, it's.
Can you rotate a little bit more, like, so it's between us?
Okay. Good?
Yep.
Okay. So now I have to go back to selling.
Back to selling.
Back to selling. Okay. So that was a little bit of what Wednesday nights are going to be like for you guys that have come on Friday, is that we're going to add some different things into the show with selling. Friday nights will pretty much be selling art. So if you're not interested in comic books or talking superheroes or even talking movies or learning coloring or whatever, I would say then Friday nights will probably be your night, and Wednesday night will be more talking with some selling. So we're going to start changing things up a little bit. We're going to bring in some of our other work that we have done that people don't even know we do. And it's all based on Neal. So it has the continuity of Neal Adams as an umbrella above all of the work that we'll be showing and doing and stuff like that. So that was a taste of Wednesday night feel. Again, our Fridays are going to be strictly selling after tonight. If you liked what we did tonight, then I would come in on Wednesdays if you can. Okay, so I come from a family of teachers, so I'll outline a color syllabus for you.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Back into selling. Okay, I'm gonna go with. Oh,
I don't think you properly sold Vampirella
I didn't
yet,
do
but
Vampirella. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so Vampirella is 8.5 by 11. She is pen and ink Neal. Color of the lips is Zia. It is
only because Dad couldn't be bothered to go get a red marker.
It is signed by Neal, and she's a cutie. She is what is it?
$1,500.
$1,500 for this cute Vampirella by Neal. It has a really nice line quality to it. There's nice work on her outfit, and it feels a little not Neal, but is Neal in a weird way.
Mm.
But I mean, he stylistically changes to different characters, and this was his Vampirella, and she's got great face, great eyes, cute nose.
She got a wee little button.
She's got a wee little button nose. She's got really good eyes.
Now I don't know how that costume stays on.
And then I do like the line work that he is doing on her costuming. Most people just fill that in with black.
Mm.
So it's a cool piece. 8.5 by 11, Vampirella, $1,500, which again is a really nice price for a piece of art by Neal at this point in time, and it is a signed piece. And I don't see Neal disappearing. If anything, I will say that I see Neal growing, especially when I was going to say Galaxy book comes out. The Gallery book comes out, because I think the Gallery book is going to stir the pot a bit. So, because I know Scott and a number of people, and even we're helping with the book, and the book is becoming a very big project of a lot of nice stuff. So everyone's going to be happy when that book comes out. I just worry that everyone will be able to get a copy. It's going to be the problem. Okay, my next piece I'm going to show is, this is actually a cover that Neal did. Cover art was by Neal Adams, inside pinup by Sergio Aragones, Walter Simonson, Bruce Timm, and Barry Windsor Smith. Maybe this is something that Pete will talk about as a missed comic. I don't know. It was called Prime 8 Creation. This is what the published comic book cover looked like. Get my plastic back here. So that again is the look of the published cover. What I am selling is
It's so big.
It's so big, yes. This is the original pen and ink of that cover. Primate Creation, what came out in 2001, and it is a project of Tomorrow's. That's kind of interesting. I didn't know that Tomorrow's did a comic book. So it is basically 21 by 16. So it's like a double page spread, wraparound cover. Pen and ink Neal. Yeah. Well, once again, teeth. Look at the teeth on that guy. I don't want him biting me. And, you know, Neal does great apes, whether you're talking about Tarzan paintings, whether you're talking about any of Neal's Tarzan sketches with monkeys or apes. He does good apes.
Well, he has a silverback himself, so he should have.
Yeah, it's actually what's funny is when Dad does apes, he doesn't ask for reference.
No.
I don't know if he's got it down from doing them so many times, but it's one of the few animals that, like when we did Batman, honestly, the referencing that went into that series was unbelievable. He had Egyptian stuff, he had landscapes, he had bats, he had dinosaurs, we referenced everything throughout that book. So Neal will rely on stuff, like we had to reference hippos because some of the Egyptian stuff had hippos. It's probably one of the biggest catalogs of reference we've ever had to put together for Dad. And when it comes to apes, he seems to go, like definitely orangutans. Like Dad can do an orangutan like that. And it looks fantastic. So, okay, so this is the pen and ink. And then I'm going to pull the pen and ink away. And I'm going to show you this piece because I'm putting this all together like a package. This is the actual pencil for this piece. Or sometimes I like Neal's pencils of apes better than I like his inking of apes. So this whole package together is $12,000 to buy. It can go on a payment plan. Who colored the cover? I don't know. See, who colored the cover?
I do not know.
I don't know either. So this was done in 2001.
What was the price on this?
2001 would probably be my mom. The price on this is $12,000. So it's $12,000 for the original black and white art that I just showed, as well as Neal's pencil. If you want to call it a pencil layout, I will say this is a pencil more than it is a layout. Sometimes it is hard to tell, because it does kind of look like Dad, but it probably is Corey and Neal would be my guess as the colorist of this.
Thank you.
She didn't sneeze during the interview.
Because it's over here. The sneezing happens over here
Because
for some
it's on the
reason.
cameras.
It's just your cry for attention.
I know.
So $12,000 for the apes. Cover that. Okay. I'm gonna do another Batman. I have an 11, 14. This is Batman Solo Shadows.
Got it.
And this is another really nice Batman piece. This colored up would be
Very dynamic.
amazing. Zia is going to be coloring a Batman. We have two pieces that recently just paid off that Zia's coloring. One is the
Phoenix?
the Phoenix behind me. I forget what the other piece was that we're coloring.
I don't know, but you did give me a Batman.
I gave you that Batman is not sold.
Yeah.
So there is a piece of Batman that is coming up that we have not sold that we will be showing as it's being colored. So this piece that we're looking at, this Batman, is 11 by 14. Pen and ink. It's a very slick inked piece. It is a full figure Batman with shadow, and it is 10,000 to buy. It is signed by me. So, nice piece of art. Can go on a payment plan, guys. Okay, next up is, this is actually a piece of commercial art. Now, historically, it's cool because it is one of the first bra commercials that was put on TV. This is done as animation, so that's a cell, and that is the pencil, which they took the pencil and copied it to the cell, which made it then look like ink, and then they painted from behind the cell. So this is Neal pencil that, like I said, was then transferred to acetate, and they made his pencil line become like an ink line, and then it was painted from behind. Just a very cute girl, lady, woman. Drawn by Neal. This is very early in Neal's commercial art life. This also has the pegboard for animation is still attached to it. And these two pieces together are $800 to buy. It is not signed by Neal, so we will have a certificate of authenticity that will go along with it. But she's very cute. And it's cool that it still has its animation peg work attached to it. Which that went away a long time ago. Even in the land of commercials, the pegging went away a long time ago. Okay. Move this to the side. Okay, next up. I have a very nice Harlequin. Let me put it there. She is 8.5 by 11. This is pen and ink Neal. Color of the figure work is a cross between Tim Shin with Enzia going over it. The background art is actually Jason.
Yes.
Well, I will say the background color is Jason. This is 100% Neal Adams.
And the
Cute
price?
Harley with her pop gun. The price on this is $1,200. And I will say Neal draws a very cute Harley Quinn. So $1,200 is the price for this. It can go on a payment plan where you put a third to a quarter down, pay off monthly payments that you can control how much you spend per month. A lot of people will jump around. It's a good month, I'll send $100. It's a bad month, I'll at least send $20. Oh, this was a super good month, I'll send $300. And I find that the closer people get to the end of the line of paying off a piece, the faster they pay it off. So once it is paid off, it then goes right out the door to you guys. Happy Towers says, love her face. And James Hustler has joined us, and Carl Lobo. If I pronounced your name wrong, I'm just sorry. Is also with us. Okay, so that was Harlequin. All right. What else do I kind of see?
Yeah, piles and piles, Chris.
Piles of here. Well, is Kelly Rusk with us? Or is he not on tonight?
I think he was on earlier. I don't
Right.
know. I haven't seen any
Because-
comments from him in a while. Kelly Rusky, you there with us?
Who did the pom poms?
No, that was Tim Shin.
Tim Shin did the pom poms.
They're not beanie palms.
Okay, I'm gonna do this piece.
If they were beanie palms,
Except
I
this
would
piece.
hide.
Do you have this piece with a price? Batman pencil lettering.
No,
Because
because I type in the price when I get it when it goes up.
All right, I'm gonna make it 900. Okay, so this is Neal's pencil, because I think that's what it was. This is Batman pencil battering. So this is a piece that definitely is a piece we have sold during our shows. Neal did a lot of Batmans that were like this, with city backgrounds, moon backgrounds, with a batarang, stuff like that. Oh, Kevin is there.
He says I'm in disguise.
He definitely has a batarang in his hand there. This is actually a really tight pencil. It is on tracing paper. This is $900 to claim or buy. It is a really nice piece. We will have a certificate of authenticity that goes along with it, stating it was penciled by Neal. And like I said, it's got a really nice face and head to this piece. Batman with batarang. It's got good Batman face.
Yeah, Happy Towers white is tough, but I will make this commentary about white is not to use clean blue for your shadows on white unless maybe in some snow.
I was going to say
You could use
snow is pretty
snow you
clear.
But even within snow, there will be hints of lavender in the snow and stuff like that. So using just a clean blue, not the way to go. It's like you want to put some Payne's gray in there. You want to put some lavender, some like purple tones in there. And there's even, again, goes to getting reference. You'll even see some snow that's got some like green tinge to it if it's, up in the Arctic and it's, ocean
Or a dog
water.
food in it.
There's yellow snow. But yeah, it's another case where, you always want to pull reference for what you're working on.
Okay. So this is 900. Whoa. 900 for the Batman batarang. Happy Tower says purple totals. Nice.
Yep.
Okay. I am going to switch over. No, I'm not. Here's one more piece of art. So this is Soup's bust profile. This, I'm telling you guys, this is a great price because the price on it is $1,500. That is a really nice Superman drawing by Neal Adams. It is a signed piece by Neal Adams. And I know Zia colored this. This is a winner. I would throw the ball up in the air. I would hit it crack with a baseball bat. That's how much I know that this piece would rock in color. So you can buy this piece in color. Now, the other thing that can happen is, just like you'll see when I show commercial work, you'll see that Neal did black and white. Excuse me, on one piece of paper, we would then copy it, and then we would color the copy. Now, the reason why we did that, and we learned that really fast at Continuity, was because clients like to make a lot of changes. and Neal would get caught with, like, then we would have to patch the art and then we patch the coloring, and it was just kind of disastrous. So once the copier machines had reached the point where they could copy line really well, we then started coloring copies, and Neal had the integrity of his black and white lines, originals, and then we could keep the originals and hand in our colors. So what you can do is, if you like this and you like the integrity of the black and white, but yet you're curious about color, we can do what we did commercially, which is we can keep your black and white. You paid for it. You're paying for color, so you can copy this piece and then color that piece. The quality and color is the same whether we're on a copy or the original. So it is a way of keeping the integrity of the black and white art, yet you can get it colored. Because some people feel like, oh, but if I put color on the black and white, will it lose its value, blah, 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 blah. And there is a way around that. So, $1,500 for the Superman bust. I vote color the piece. And that is a really good Superman by Neal Adams. This guy's got a lot of power. He's got a great cape, the red behind his dark hair with the flesh tones. And then the blue of his suit. Good awesome Superman. This would rock. But then you'd have to like Superman. And Superman seems to be on a bit of a downer these days.
Because he's good.
Yes, we only like evil. That's
We only like anti-heroes.
true. Okay, I'm gonna go to some prints.
Some prints.
Some prints. Okay, I did find this one the other day, and then I never showed it.
You naughty thing.
I know, because this came up on
Oh,
the Neal Adams appreciation page the other night,
that's a big one.
and they were asking questions about it, which I don't remember what the question.
Yeah, this is where you're going to want to have it as upright as possible.
Yes, I know.
Okay, and these prints are 100?
These prints are 100. So this is called Barbarous. Again, this was on the Neal Adams appreciation page. I think this may be the only one I have. This is the only one I saw of this piece. It is signed by Neal at the bottom. This is 100 to buy. It has a year there.
2000.
Okay, 2000. So we did it, I guess, in 2000.
We printed it in 2000 anyway.
But it is a cool piece. So Conan is 100 to buy, or Barbarous is 100 to buy. Signed by Neal. It looks like he's attacking a.
He's impaling some sort of
Do
water
you think it's a
monster.
bird lizard, or do you think it's
No,
just a lizard?
that looks either. It looks like an amphibian man.
Okay.
Amphibian.
Amphibian. New character. Okay. I will put that to the side.
Circle CTMZ.
Okay. This is a print of, this is the Joker #1 cover, which this is where Neal was asked. This was for the Joker series that came out. And Neal was asked to redo the 251 cover,
Swap out.
but make it different, like turn the characters around on each other. So this was Neal's, what do they call it? A homage to Neal.
Homage.
Neal homage and Neal. This is 100 to buy. It is a signed print by Neal. if you bought the 251, this is nice to put next to it, because then people go, what? Oh, I see. It's the same
Yeah.
but different. So it is a cool print for 100. That is Joker number 1. Okay. And do this piece. Now this print is 200, and this actually isn't a print. This is a giclée. This is 13 by 19. Oh, that all those prints were 13 by 19. So I'm sorry I didn't say that. This is 13 by 19. This is a conium piece that actually Neal had done for the show. We sold this piece as a color piece like this. We also sold this piece as a pencil. This is 200 to buy. It is not signed by Neal because this is a giclée that we made after Neal's passing. So if there is a signature on this, it is a signature that was printed on the piece. So this is 200 to buy. It is 13 by 19. This is a really lovely piece of art. I mean, lovely, not a piece of art. A lovely print or giclée of it. Sorry to confuse you there. Lots of nice tight work. And the fact that he did it on a brown Canson paper.
It's not quite as dark as it looks on camera.
Yeah, it's it really kind of has a different feel to it. It's almost like a classic piece in a way. Next up. All right, I have the Ra's al Ghul, the first Ra's al Ghul cover. Which I believe this is going to be used as one of Scott Dunebear's IDW gallery edition covers. I believe he's doing one of these. So this is a 13 by 19 giclée. It's on that fancy watercolor paper that we love that's got some thickness to it. This is the first cover where we meet Ra's al Ghul. This is 100 to buy, 13 by 19, signed by Neal. I did show this on Wednesday night. This is Captain America. I love this piece. This is Neal doing a vintage comic cover over again. This is like an homage. This is 13 by 19. I love it because it does have that vintage look, and it's Neal Adams. It is signed by Neal Adams at the bottom in silver. This is $100 to buy. $13 by 19.
Oh, Aaron White is claiming Captain America.
Nice.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm gonna get your name. Thank you, Aaron. Here goes that. that. And I get to do the tomorrow.
Did a bomb. Yay!
Little bombs. Oh, this is a focus. I can go back to some art. Batman stand pencil.
No. See, now you throw me off here.
See, falling asleep on the job, busy. Gotcha.
Well, I was gonna go looking for music. Katie.
Alright, so this is another really nice Batman pencil. Prelim for 1,000. This will have a certificate of authenticity that goes with it. It is 8.5 by 11. A very nice standing Batman. I like this piece too. That's a fade, Chris. All right, I am surprised no one has bought this. One of the few times that Neal drew the Punisher. This is 13 by 19. I'm making you crazy right now.
Only a little bit. You might have to hold the top up because I'm getting a
Okay.
shine. There you go.
It is signed by Neal at the bottom. And when I brought this in for Neal to do from Marvel, I was super, super happy because Dad didn't do the Punisher, and I knew he would do lots of death and destruction.
Mhm.
And it's a cool piece, this piece. So 13 by 19, $100 to buy, signed Punisher. This was a variant cover for Punisher #1 of the many times that Marvel goes back to #1s. One of those #1s is this one.
Child is laughing at me. I'm mean.
Yeah.
You're the one laughing at me, Steven.
went like,
Yeah, because you were laughing at me.
okay. Now this print is 13 by 19. It is the Joker. Riddler?
No,
Joker.
Penguin.
Riddler. Penguin. Couldn't remember. All right, so Happy Towers is going to claim the Punisher.
Oh, yay!
Thank you, Happy Towers. We'll put his to the side. It's a great Punisher piece. The color on it really is done quite well. I actually think it's my mom. Because we did that a while ago. Mom, I would say, is the colorist on that. And I don't think that was colored at Marvel. I think that is us. Okay, for Happy Towers.
Woo!
Little mom. Yay, thank you. Okay.
Right, can you straighten up my penguin so he doesn't have a glare, please?
Yes, I am going
Thank
to
you.
fix Penguin here. Okay, so the Penguin, after going through Riddler and Joker, this is obviously from the Gotham TV show. And that is the actor who played Penguin. This is 13 by 19. At the bottom
Right there.
is a original Batman pencil head sketch by Neal. Now I will say that that corner that Batman is on is a little dinged. But that is an original drawing by Neal of Batman. And again, this piece is the Penguin from Gotham. And it is $500 to buy, which is a great price for a remark.
And actually, the color on this print was also dead.
Yep. It's interesting how he did it.
Mm. He got a little creative with it.
Yeah. It's a nice piece.
Mm-hmm.
This is $500 to buy. And like I said, original remark down on the bottom of that side.
Other side.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Other side.
Yeah.
Other side. This one.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Is an original remark in pencil by Neal. Piece is signed by Neal. Like I said, it's from being in Neal's portfolio. His
Mhm.
portfolio kind of eats the corners a little bit, so it has a little bit of Neal portfolio damage, is what I refer to it as. Portfolio dinging. Again, the price on this is $500. This is the only one I have of this for sure. That is it. And it has a little bit of portfolio damage at the top as well. How do you know it was in Neal's portfolio?
Mm.
Alright. I do have one of these, which again is 13 by 19. This is that great
Man thing.
Man-Thing cover painted piece that Neal did.
I wish we had the original to this.
Yeah, I do.
This is a beautiful piece.
This is $100 to buy. It is not signed by Neal though, because we made this after Neal's pass.
But this is a great color study. I mean, I know there's certain distractions for certain people. But this is an incredible color study. The harsh bright light from the headlights hitting the guy who's, gotten his head grabbed and is shooting a gun. The textures to Man-Thing, the sky, the indication of swamp behind him. I mean, that swamp over, I guess, what would be his left shoulder, where those branches are on the right-hand side of the piece of art. That indication in the back, that's not drawn. That's painted indication of cloud and swamp. And
as Dad would have to say, you got to paint by your balls.
paint by your ball. Which I'm still working on that. I don't know if my balls have dropped yet.
Ford said he had the original for this, sold it in 92 or 93.
Damn.
Jeez Louise, Ford, why did you sell it?
Seriously. Where's my focus?
Gorgeous piece, 100. I would probably shoot myself at this point, Ford. Okay. Next. Alright. I also pulled this one. This is one that I particularly love. This is a 13 by 19 Wonder Woman. This Wonder Woman is not based on any actress. And the reason why I like it is because she's sexy, but yet cute. It's a piece that I find that actually a lot of women like. Being at conventions when we were selling these prints, I was always surprised that women pick this up. But on the other hand, it was a piece that I always liked. I think she's got a really cute face. It's a very strong but not overly strong female. It is 100 to buy. It is signed by Neal.
In additional to this, the commentary on this, all that texture that you're seeing is from the original illustration painting. It was on a highly textured paper and tinted paper, and so all that texture is actually from the original painting. It's not the paper that it's printed on.
Right. Because this is actually on cooler.
Yeah.
This is Dad's drawing paper. A very cute Wonder Woman, 100 to buy, signed by Neal. All right, I'm gonna do this one because we kind of talked about 5-way today. So I'm gonna do another version of 5-way.
Okay. How much is this one?
200. Okay. So this is a 13 by 19. This is a commissioned painting that Neal did. Oh, Aaron's gonna claim the Wonder Woman.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Aaron. Pull this piece. Amy, when you get to see the texture, you're gonna see what we're talking about, and it's really cool looking. And it's all Neal. That was 100% Neal on that. I need a phone. The fun part of doing the show is doing bombs. Oh, it worked. I thought that was a dud bomb.
No dud bombs.
Thanks, Aaron, for purchasing Wonder Woman. Okay, this is a Giclée. It is 13 by 19. Is it Aaron's birthday?
No, it's just something they say.
Oh,
Go, Aaron.
okay.
It's your birthday.
All right. So 13 by 19. Now this was a commission piece where the person who commissioned it wanted a feel of 251, but if you were to update 251, what would you do? And this is what Neal did. So this is pen and ink Neal. Color on this is Neal. The Joker and Batman on this are amazing. The color work on this is amazing. Catwoman and Harley Quinn were added to the fight. It has the feel of New York City. And what's interesting is it's almost like Grand Central Station sits behind Batman, and then you get the cars, and you can go into the building, and it has these cool cards that are very the contrast on this piece is what really makes this piece in color work. It's really dynamic, this piece. There's a lot going on. The swing of Batman's cape. The girls are obviously fighting.
Well, it's got great depth.
Yeah, the gunfight where the blasts off the car. Like I said, it has the New York City kind of wet look of New York City. And obviously it is the crime family, except for Batman. But a very cool piece. $200 on it, and it's a hard work piece. There's a lot of characters on this, a lot of action, big background, big piece. This is 13 by 19. It is $200 to buy. And this is not signed by Neal because this was the Giclée of this was made after Neal had passed.
Right, so the signature that you see at the bottom right is a printed
printed.
signature off of the original.
Right, exactly.
Aaron says, I have the Giclée amazing in
It
hand.
is amazing. I get to see this one framed yet by anybody, but I'm sure this framed up must be amazing. Like I almost want to take one and frame it and put it up in Chris's room. Now that my kids have moved out,
I know how you feel.
I can finally make a Chris room.
Teddy on Instagram, yes, this is a print for 200. It is 13 by 19. It is a Giclée print.
So it's on a really nice, thick, textured paper, and the color really like.
It's an acid-free watercolor paper.
And apparently, Happy Towers has one, and he says it's wonderful. So, and I almost like the chalkiness of Joker to it. Is also pretty cool. Okay, enough for Batman Joker. Moving on.
Happy Tower says, by the way, remind me how much was Shazam?
Shazam, I think, is 2,300, but I'll dig it up. But somehow that was the number that came into my head. But I'll dig it out. Okay, now this may be my last print for the night. And this I pulled out. This is 13 by 19. It's on the nice stock paper. This one is 100 to buy. And the reason why I brought this out was Scott Doombear showed the original of this. This is the treasury-sized Batman Ra's al Ghul cover. And I think people were surprised, one, that it was done in two pieces, the way it was done, and then how much they did not use the Ra's al Ghul part of the art. Like there was more art than you saw used. So I figured I'd pull this out because, like I said, I believe Scott put it up on probably Facebook and Instagram, and I believe it went up today. So, and again, there was more Ra's al. They like cropped Ra's al Ghul very much in on the Treasury edition. I will say, when my dad did this cover, the Ra's al Ghul face always bothered me because he's really kind of evil looking. So this one is 100 to buy, and it is signed by Neal under the Ra's al Ghul title. So $100 for Ra's al Ghul, Batman and Robin. Like I said, this is the Treasury edition cover. If you'd like to see what the original looked like, it is up on Scott Doombear. I believe it's under Scott's Facebook or Instagram. It is going to be inside of the Neal Adams gallery book. And he shows the two pieces separate the way Neal drew them. All right, I'm going to put Ra's al Ghul to the side. So to answer Happy Towers, it was 2,300 for Shazam. I pulled it up to the top. I also like that he's a red character, so he has that juicy red that we like to do in continuity.
Mm-hmm.
With lightning. So that is the Shazam piece again. Another interesting piece, if we want to talk the land. Ooh, Happy Towers is going for Shazam!
Woo!
On payment plan.
Go Happy
Go
Towers.
Happy Towers. I'm so happy.
I'm very happy too.
The lightning on this is amazing.
And he's going where he'll be loved.
Okay,
That's awesome.
that is awesome. Okay,
That gets a big bomb.
that gets a big bomb, yes. Of course it gets a big bomb.
She's all excited there. Big bomb. Do you want to fire this one?
Just have to
sort of
keep your,
aim. Yeah, not at the pipe, but not.
yeah, but you also have to keep your fingers off the bottom because the bottom sometimes
Yeah,
explodes.
you twist this way.
Yeah, but when you twist it, don't put your hand under it. Because I've done that with my pinky and it hurts.
Yeah, so like that, and twist. This goes.
And you don't have to worry about me because I'm guarded. Because I have my plastic. Oh my god! I can't
No,
believe we're letting
that
people-
way. That way.
way.
That.
That way.
Thank you. Okay. Jesus, you bust a light. Come on, Butch.
They really twist.
All right.
Yow!
Gonna have to train my child how to shoot bombs.
Well, we made a mess tonight.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Happy Towers.
He says it's so nicely done, and I'm tired of walking on by.
Well, you got yourself a nice piece. All right, I'm going to do 2 more pieces for tonight because we're closing in at 10 o'clock, and I hear we're supposed to have a Jagundo rainstorm again tonight.
Another one.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to, it may be raining already. We may go outside and we may be flooded already. Okay. Thank you, Happy Towers. We appreciate it very much. All right, so Zia, this is Color Robin Uplit 2.
Yes.
Okay. Now I called this one the Neal and Zia Gutsy. Sticky. Gutsy coloring and gutsy art. So I think Neal, this is where Neal, what Rich was saying it the other night, that Dad would say, okay, guys, you have to put on your thinking caps or something like that and really look at what you're looking at. And I think Neal had hit the point with drawing the drawings where I think he himself wanted to do a piece that was different and that it would take a gutsy buyer to buy a piece like this, because normally it would just be Robin, and Robin looks nice, and it's a profile when Robin's up against something, and maybe Batman was in the background or something like that. And I think Neal wanted to play definitely with Robin's cape. And it took us a while. Actually, Neal drew this, obviously, before he had passed away. It took us a while to get to coloring this. Neal had passed by the time we had gotten down to coloring this piece. And I mean, Neal had talked about how he wanted this really harshly uplit, and that this was all about Robin being uplit and the yellow of the inside of his cape. So we took everything he said to heart. And this is what Zia came up with. So this is an 8.5 by 11. It is an original pen and ink by Neal. It is colored by Zia. And we also have, with the piece.
Did you say the price on this one?
Yeah, it's $1,800. I think we had changed it. So that may be why you're questioning it. Okay. So as you talk, this is Zia once again, because it's a piece that's a little different than
Yeah,
what
hard to reference.
we traditionally do. It's a hard, go find uplit people, not very easy. And then also, because Robin is so uplit, you can't have his buildings in the background be hard buildings.
Right. They
You
can't be
want-
brightly lit.
Right, you want those buildings to fall back and almost not be paid attention to, yet
They're still there.
They're still there. So what you're looking at, what we're selling this together for $1,800, is you have Zia's
Color guide.
color guide, which my dad would have screamed for sure. Zia, just
You put too
move
much
on
work
to
into
the
it.
piece.
Yeah.
Because this is almost the piece with the piece.
Mm.
But this is Zia's original try at it on a copy, and then this was the final that Zia did on it. So you get both pieces for $1,800. So, but it's a very cool piece. It would take a gutsy buyer. I understand that it's not a traditionally beautiful looking piece of art, because it is strange to look at an uplit person in a way. On the other hand, it's a cool flying Robin. His cape is as dramatic as Batman. To me, it's finally like Robin's been honored to be a superhero in a weird way.
Yeah.
Because he's always like the thing in the back.
This
And
piece did make me sweat, though.
Yes. And Robin has hard colors to deal with. I mean, Robin is green and red, which uplighting green and red is not so easy.
Thank you, Happy Hour.
So this is an 8.5 by 11 piece. Again, both pieces are going for $1,800, which is a fantastic buy. It is an original Neal Adams, colored by Z. Robin. And I would say this is a Dick Grayson Robin.
Yep. Definitely. Thank you, Andrea.
Okay. Let's do it. And then my last piece for tonight, I'm going to do this piece. I also found today, because Dad had drawn Aquaman, the actor, just by himself, and I found that piece. So probably next week I will have another piece, which is just the I'm stuck in. I'm stuck now. So what are we looking at? This is a 13 by 19 original by Neal. It is the Justice League, but it's Justice League, based on all the actors.
What the heck is going on down there?
I don't know, it sounds like a pate. So this is a finished pencil render by Neal. Wow, that's a party downstairs.
Yeah.
It's probably the bridal floor. Maybe it's a late
That's
night.
the first time I've ever heard them.
Maybe it's a late night bridal party.
Well, if they don't bring me up a bottle of hooch, I'm not going to be happy.
No. Yeah, last screaming down there. Maybe they just threw the bouquet or something. Actually,
Ha 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 ha.
It's
one sneeze.
okay, so it is not raining, but I will say this. The Empire State Building right now, outside our window, is colored exactly like the Robin piece.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
that's
very cool.
Okay, so how much is this piece we're looking at?
8,000. Because the Empire State Building looks great. It's
We'll
lit,
when we're done, we'll have to
Right.
turn the lights off and take a picture.
it's lit yellow, and it's gray. And it looks just like the buildings in the background of Robin. So it's very cool.
See? Reference, people. Reference, reference.
It was meant to be. So beautiful artwork by Neal. Likenesses are spot on. And that will be my last peeps.
Last peeps?
My last peeps for the night.
Are they marshmallow peeps?
They're marshmallow peeps. So like I said, we're going to post after this, we're going to post that Zia figuring out the Phoenix background, and you guys are going to be like, oh, now I know what Chris is talking about. And then we'll take a picture of Robin with the Empire State Building tonight, and you'll see it looks just like, it was amazing, because I went to see if the roof was wet,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not raining at all.
It's like, I know those colors.
And I looked up at the Empire State Building. It's like, wow, that looks just like the Robin piece we just did. So does anybody want to see anything again, or see anything that's behind me? I keep trying to push this Ninja Turtle. Obviously, you guys don't want it, so I'm gonna pick two interesting little pieces that I like.
I would have you grab Hulk and Space Ghost, but I think they're too high up for you. Yeah. Oh, you can get them?
Yes, Zia. I
Atta
can
girl.
reach the back.
Chris can reach the top shelf.
You know what?
Well, no, it depends
You're
on
lucky
how.
we're on camera and I can't curse at you.
Right, but understand, our shelves are transparent, and I didn't know whether the back edge of the lip
you
was
would've
at
made
the
fun
actual
of
lip.
me anyway, so
Right,
nice try.
Tyrannosaur.
Nice try.
My Tyrannosaur sister.
All right, we're gonna do 4 more pieces until we're gonna end this show, but we're not. So you're stuck with us for another couple minutes. Okay, I want to show this green arrow because I like this green arrow. So I'm picking the pieces I like.
This is how Chris feels right now. I'm teasing her.
If you pick your choice words, yell at Zia. Yes, that is what I would look at right now. So this is $800 to buy. It's 8.5 by 11 paper. I think this is a really dynamic green arrow. He's got the cool yelling dad thing.
And Chris's ring is showing how she feels about this artwork.
I love it, love it, love it. But $800 on green arrow. Nice piece of art. It's a really nice drawing. Signed by Neal. This is one of my favorite pieces for tonight. My other favorite piece for tonight is Night Owl. Just because Neal never draws
Watchmen?
Watchmen, thank you.
You're welcome.
Watchmen or Watchmen characters, it's very rare. It's maybe the only time. Ooh, twizzling time. I'm being fed like I'm in the zoo. So $600.
Well, I don't want you to bite me if I try to hand it to you.
You just try to be nice to me, so when we end the show, I don't beat you up. So this is Night Owl, 8.5 by 11, signed piece by Neal. Maybe the only time we drew Night Owl. And this is $600 to buy. But it's really nice drawing. Next up, well, Jason just came up. We have, okay, we're going to go to Zia now. So, this is how I feel about Zia when she makes fun of me for being short. This is
You're not short, you're fun size.
This is 8.5. I want you to know Zia's not that much taller than me. but she thinks she's like 6'5" or something.
Well, after shooting the Martha Stewart, Julia Childs thing, I felt really tall because you didn't have your shoes on.
No, I didn't.
I'm like, I'm not that much taller than Chris. And then I realized, Chris doesn't have shoes on.
So this is 8.5 by 11. This is one of Zia's voodoo doll of Hulk Smash. This is a claim sale for $100. This is pencil, ink, and color Zia Hulk voodoo doll.
Yep, it is done on green tinted paper, cardstock paper.
Oh, it is. I'm not gonna see in the back.
And in order to get the smash nice and bright, I had to use acrylic.
Wow. Erin is
Erin's
Hulk Smash.
Thank you, Erin.
Just remember, it's me on how I feel about my sister most days.
That's right. All right, so Erin, just direct message me at the Neal Adams Facebook page, please. And thank you so much.
Yep, thank you. Oh, wait. All right. I'll get a little ball.
Little bong.
Oh,
The spring-loaded ones.
like my daddy's Twizzlers. I feel like Grandma Adams because she could smoke cigarettes and have them. She could talk. Those people who could talk and smoke a cigarette,
Yeah.
and then their ash would go like this,
It'd
and
be,
you'd stand there waiting for the ash to fall, and it would never fall.
Yep.
Grandma Adams was really good at that. Okay, here we go for Erin. Oh, this is broken.
you turning it the right direction?
I think so.
Thank you.
All right.
Woo, there you go.
Thank you, Erin. There was a Grandma Adams story for all of you. Okay. Next one is
Space Ghost.
I don't know what she does better, Space Ghost or Mortal Kombat. But she did Space Ghost.
I can do the shadow nose.
And there is Neal Adams coming through Zia right now. This is 8.5 by 11.
What?
What?
Tequilito with vanilla. What is tequilito?
I know, vanilla ice cream has. Notice we forgot about selling Zia's piece, and we just went right to Happy Towers because he's offering us ice cream.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we were talking about when Happy Towers came up here? He told us he was going to bring us something with vanilla ice cream.
Oh, coquito. Okay. I was like, what is tequilito?
Yeah, but we had the coquito, and then
Yeah,
we added tequila to it.
Tequila to it, and it came out good. Yeah. Yeah.
I actually like it better with tequila in it than rum. Anyway, okay, back to selling. So we have 8.5 by 11 Space Ghost voodoo doll. And he is also 100 to buy. This is pencil, ink, and color Zia. Oh, he's saying we can have it with vanilla ice cream and tequila.
Andrea says you gals are so easy. Yeah,
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Okay, so this is 100 to buy. This is Zia's Space Ghost.
We're also shameless about it too. Come to Ottawa in winter, I'll buy you ice cream. Yeah, no, that's okay.
I don't want to go to Canada in the winter. Okay, so those are my pieces for tonight. I want to say thank you for everybody who played with us tonight. Next week, we are going to be pulling out some published original interior pages of some books. It's stuff that we have not shown. Right here, we're going to the deeper depths of our drawers or something like that. So be prepared for that. We will be back next Wednesday with our Weird Wednesdays. If you guys like Weird Wednesdays, we'll keep going with the Weird Wednesday. Thanks again, Aaron. It is always fun to play with you guys. And I want everybody to be safe. I'm hoping nobody's in the flood zones out there. I know across America, it seems like there's been ton loads of snow, which they're not even talking about the people that are like buried under snow out there, because we get East Coast news, so all our news is flooding news, because all we're getting on the East Coast is a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody is safe and good and isn't either buried in snow or flooding in rainwater. So I wanted to say, protect all your artwork out there.
Mm-hmm.
Best thing to do is put artwork in something that protects it, stick it in a garbage bag that is plastic, because I learned the night that I got stuck in the flood in Hoboken that garbage bags float as I was walking home in over knee-deep water. So, yes, Sam says massive snowstorm here tonight. So I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. We are back on Wednesday. For those of you who have a 3-day weekend, have a great weekend this weekend. And we will see you Wednesday night, or we'll see you next Friday night. Again, if there's anything you saw tonight, you could always direct message us. As a matter of fact, one of our European profile heads that we did Wednesday night, who is it that went? The character that
Cortel Monfils.
Right, exactly. He actually got a phone call, or not a phone call, but direct messaged us last night and was like, "Oh, I finally saw your Wednesday night thing. Is that still available?" And I said, "Sure." So he left. So sometimes people do direct message over the weekends, or they catch up with videos from the past. They'll ask us if a piece is still available. We're generally around, and what we do is we pull the piece to the side and then make sure that you want it, and then we bill it out to you. So if you see this after the fact and you saw something, please direct message us. We're generally always around. There is also the nealadamsstore.com, which has comic books, it has CGCs, it has the artwork, we have prints there. I mean, there's all kinds. There's even interview magazines available through the nealadamsstore.com. So you can always go to the nealadamsstore.com if you're interested in stuff as well.
And if I may add, please do share with people that you feel would be interested in some of the stuff, including the Weird Wednesday, because you never know what we're going to pull up for Weird Wednesday. It's not necessarily superhero stuff. You never know what we're going to find in the drawers and say, "Can you believe Dad drew this?"
Exactly.
So please, please, please do share. It certainly helps us out here.
Definitely. All right, guys, stay safe. We're going to say goodbye. Say goodbye, Z.
Bye, Z.
Bye, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye.
And we're going to be posting right after this.
Yes.
So,
All right. Bye.
bye.